for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. What happens next will have a bearing on what is said in all of the discussion forums, social media. 6:06 tonight. Here's Spence on the left-hand side. His cross is over Johnson. Johnson, who got an assist for that second goal. So 1 goal, 1 assist in this match. Pedro Porro now on the right. His cross too close to Onana, who's able to catch the ball and drop down onto his face. Yeah, if you're a Manchester United supporter, lines are open to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton about this Manchester United performance. 08 085 909 693 to book your call. Hashtag BBC 606. Text 85058. Manchester United, they've got to find something from somewhere. And on the evidence of what we've seen here inside Old Trafford, it is a stretch of the imagination to think that they're going to be able to do that. Tottenham with Romero passing the ball to Kulusevski. Kulusevski getting off the mark for the season for him with his first goal in Tottenham colours. And it was almost an Erling Haaland style goal, wasn't it? The ball sort of chest high, but he leapt high, got the volley to it and stabbed it over Onana. Now Tottenham with it on the left-hand side. Spence challenged in the box, might run for Tottenham in the area. Spence on his knees, having been challenged by Mazraoui, gets up, palms apart, looks at referee Kavanagh, who says nothing doing. Manchester United have got it.
Yeah, I think he just got enough of the ball there, Mazraoui. I think he just stretched around Spence, who started this second half since he's come on very brightly, overlapping on that left-hand side, past Werner, getting in behind Mazraoui on that 3 occasions now inside the opening 6 minutes of the second half. So he's certainly not settling for this 2-0 scoreline.
Foul conceded by Mason Mount. Tottenham have a free kick halfway inside their own half. Manchester United staring here 2-0 down at what would be already a 3rd Premier League defeat of the season. 2nd home defeat as well, after all of those home defeats last season in all competitions. I think they lost 9 times, yes, club record 9 times here at Old Trafford this season. And here now, after being well beaten by Liverpool, they're being well beaten by Tottenham. Johnson now, the danger man on the right-hand side. Wouldn't have necessarily said that a month ago. Into Kulusevski. Pedro Porro with a shot, but on the left foot, straight between the eyes of Onana, who was able to pat it down and collect it.
Yeah, they're finding spaces that you wouldn't believe are possible. You know, they're 2 or 3 yards away from each other inside the penalty area and managing to pick out passes. Well, the United just aren't closing the passing lanes. They're not tackling, that's for sure. Porro with an effort on goal, and you can only see this continuing at the moment because United can't gain possession of the ball. Marcus Rashford has gone through the middle. Mason Mount's gone out to the right-hand side, Garnacho to the left. Now you've got that midfield too that just can't get about the spaces and can't contain this Tottenham midfield.
Yellow card for Jed Spence for effectively handballing the ball out of play as Mazraoui tried to play it downfield. So Jed Spence now on a yellow card just 9 minutes after coming on as a substitute. 2-0 Manchester United lead. Here's Garnacho down the left, attacking the Stretford end, tried to play it off the defender and win a corner, but it missed him altogether. And now Romero, that man, the Tottenham captain, I mean, they've not missed Son today, that's all. We did wonder. And then Maddison is chopped down in centre field by Martinez, Lisandro Martinez, and now the captain as he is since Bruno Fernandes went off, he's now been yellow carded, and Maddison again on the receiving end of that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was you are going no further kind of tackle. Threw himself in at Maddison. He certainly committed to it. As aggression goes, that one was certainly more aggressive than the Bruno Fernandes one. He went low. James Maddison saw it coming. The referee was right on top. He couldn't have been closer unless he was touching them. He saw the severity of the tackle, thought it only was a yellow card.
That was dicing with danger from Martinez. Only a yellow card. By the way, 2-0 Tottenham lead. I think I might have said 2-0 Manchester United lead. I think a 2-0 Manchester United lead would be, as they say, in your dreams. Here's Werner down the left into the penalty area. Mazraoui is onto this. Mazraoui plays it off Werner and it bounces behind for a goal kick. And the difficult thing is, against Ange Postecoglou's side, you know, some teams at Old Trafford winning 2-0 would think, right, we'll make sure that we win this game. Not Tottenham. There's no discernible change to the way that they're playing. 2-0, they're going for a third goal.
Oh, absolutely. It's the way they play, but at the moment you feel only Spurs can defeat themselves here at the moment by doing something silly like second yellow card, or a bad tackle even, and giving the ball away unnecessarily at the back, because at the moment can't see any other way United are going to get back into this game.
Kulusevski away from Casemiro. Kulusevski through to Werner. Werner with a shot, saved by Onana, and then the follow-up from Solanke. That's a good save, actually. Good follow-up save from Onana, who had to get up and dive down again at the feet of Solanke, and he did, and he was able to block the second effort as well. But Werner again, he had one in the first half, which was a clearer chance than this. That's another one.
Yeah, it's just, as you mentioned in the first half, John, it's just not his strength. Getting into the position is his strength, showing his pace and playing on the edge of the offside line is his strength. He just lacks that composure, and he just lacks that assured finish at the end of it. It's a brilliant double save from Onana. Keeps the first one out with his left hand, has to get up quickly to make a double-handed save to the inrushing Solanke, who tried to basically tackle Onana there to get it past him into the back of the goal. But when you go down to 10 men, at the start of the second half, I expected United to make some substitutions, make it competitive, and just be difficult to beat for 10 or 15 minutes, but that's just still so open.
Well, there's Rashford tackling back on Kulusevski. Casemiro carries it forward, but then Rashford loses it on the halfway line. Then in on the challenge, Ugarte. But Tottenham are able to regain possession, and Kulusevski passes it back into his own half. Excellent work from Kulusevski. I mean, he beat Casemiro, all ends up on the halfway line, and then great ball through to Werner. I think Onana is going to be a busy man over the course of the next half hour, unless something changes dramatically.
Yeah, you'd think so, because, as I mentioned, United aren't just trying to sit back and try and run the clock. I expected, as I was about to say at the start of the second half, United to get behind the ball, don't allow Spurs anything for 10 or 15 minutes, grow into the game, try and get a set piece, try and have a counter-attack to get up the pitch, but they've actually just come out and just left themselves as open. I can't believe how easy this is for Spurs. I really can't.
Werner playing it infield. Tottenham are parked in the Manchester United half. Then Maddison again is fouled, this time by Casemiro. And Maddison points down to his ankle. It's just going to be a free kick, this one, that they'll wait. Actually, it's tapped short. Bentancur now behind the ball. The other point to make is that last season Erik ten Hag, and he did, he had injuries all the way through the course of the season. Players, important first team players, not available. But this team today that he started with is arguably his first choice team. And there's Luke Shaw, but his injuries continue. But the excuses are not there, and it's this Manchester United team that is it's having rings run round it by Tottenham. Through the middle, Martinez steps in though. Martinez left-footed and forward to Garnacho. He backs away, bounces beyond Porro. Garnacho has got the ball, takes it on down the left wing. Pedro Porro goes with him, and it's blocked by the Tottenham right back behind for what is Manchester United's first corner of the match. 2-0 down.
Yeah, good play from Garnacho up against two. Brennan Johnson working as hard as ever to help his fullback Pedro Porro out in that position. They're not wanting to give anything up here, Spurs, and it does feel like it's going to take something of an individual brilliance if United to get something back in the game.
Yeah, with 10 men, remember. Here's the corner then. Mount plays it into the near post, and Martinez stretches for it. They're appealing that it might have been deflected off a Tottenham arm, but referee Kavanagh says the only thing you're getting there is another corner for that deflection, so it's a second consecutive corner. Kulusevski, possibly, his arm that it hit.
I think it may have actually hit his arm, but I think it was a yard away from the set piece as it hit him.
Corner is taken all the way out to Garnacho, 25 yards out. Now on the right hand side, Rashford plays it in, takes a deflection, bounces down. Casemiro could be in. Delict, Casemiro, then the shot across the face of goal from Martinez. And again they're appealing for a handball in there, Manchester United's players walking towards the referee, quite a number of them, but Chris Kavanagh just calmly walks away from them and puts his hand up, his palm, and says, and you can hear the United fans in the Stretford end they think they had a case for handball there, and referee Kavanagh says wait to Vicario. They're going to have a look to see if that might be a penalty for handball. It came off Romero's arm, which was pretty much down by the side of his arms. And yeah, the referee says, had a quick look at that, that's not a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it did hit his arm, but Garnacho touched it, and he was only 2 yards in front.
United finally showing a bit of something. Dalot plays it, Garnacho. It runs past him, and then he's miscontrolled it out of play. Garnacho now, it's catching, goal kick.
Yeah, but just listen to the crowd now. Something trying to go, claiming for a handball, then putting the ball back in Spurs' penalty area. Ricochet, maybe there was another handball. Listen to the crowd, desperate to get behind the team, desperate to encourage and help in some way. And they had one effort at goal just moments ago where Martinez should have done better, but they don't need much to get behind the crowd here.
Yeah, Martinez with a shot across goal. First chance really that they've had in the second half. Conceded early in the first half. Brennan Johnson scoring for the fourth consecutive match, and then Dejan Kulusevski with his first of the season early in the second half. Free kick to Manchester United in the central third of the field. But now finally Manchester United seem to have woken up, and there's a little bit of something from them. And I suppose what you'd say is they have the opportunity here. It is right here for them, the 10 men. If they're able to recover in this match, then the whole picture changes. Mount with the free kick for Manchester United. To the right of the centre circle, poor delivery, easily headed away by Kulusevski. Mazraoui now stabs it forward over the top of Martinez. The ball runs away towards the corner flag, down over there where the Stretford end meets the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. Back to Mazraoui, forward onto the chest of Martinez. Left-footed ball high across the penalty area, looking for Garnacho, but Johnson was there in front of him to scoop it behind for another United corner.
Yeah, they were always going to find a moment in the second half. You always felt that over the course of 90 minutes they'll get a bit of momentum somewhere. Imagine they didn't start the second half sloppily, give that cheap goal away. Imagine it was 1-0 now with this possibility of the crowd getting behind. Tottenham would be a bit more nervous if the scoreline was only 1-0.
Garnacho with the corner for Manchester United, the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's headed by Casemiro down and wide of the far post. Goal kick to Tottenham. But we've had, for the first time in the match, and we are now into the last half hour, a period of Manchester United pressure. And listen to what it's done to the atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's not pressure through outplaying Spurs or getting the ball wide or overlaps, good team play. It's literally just putting the ball in areas, winning the second ball, being on the front foot and stepping into good positions. There's another one.
Yeah, Martinez bundled over by Solanke, middle of the half.
But long ball forward, and instead of being passive, Martinez is ready to step in and ready to commit to go and win a challenge. It's amazing the difference that can make, and suddenly Spurs are now the team that look a little bit half a yard off it. Spurs are the team that are going to have to find a way of getting control of the game again.
Yeah, it's been a Premier League match, this, that has actually been quite like a cup tie. And I'm thinking now about that Liverpool FA Cup quarter-final last season when, Liverpool should have won that by an absolute street, and somehow Manchester United found a way back. That's what they're looking for now. Mount with the free kick, he's overhit that, and Vicario comes, stretches high, and the Tottenham goalkeeper is able to make a comfortable catch.
And what you can't afford to do is have poor delivery from set pieces. You need to count on set pieces. They're big opportunities. That's 2 poor deliveries.
Yeah, they've got to strike now when the iron's hot, haven't they? Manchester United, while the going's good. Solanke running through, but I don't think he was offside. Was that? Did it bounce up into his arm?
No, he gave a nudge. I think he's...
Oh, a nudge on Rashford.
He was letting that kind of thing go in the first half, Kavanagh, but in the second half he's stopping the game an awful lot more.
Onana hits this free kick downfield looking for Garnacho, but it was well dealt with by Porro. Now Johnson slips the ball down the line, keeps his feet very well actually, and then Kulusevski gets a nudge in the back from Ugarte, goes sprawling down to free kick in the fullback area, and that's a yellow card for Ugarte now.
You mentioned full debut for Ugarte in the Premier League today. It's not been the easiest of 64, 65 minutes. He's realising exactly the pace that Premier League football is played at. That was a long bursting run that Kulusevski made in behind that left back area, and it's a central midfielder. He's had to match it, he's had to go with it, and he couldn't stick with Kulusevski. Barge in the back, yellow card and a free kick near the corner flag for Spurs.
I'll make that 5 yellow cards for Manchester United now. Free kick to Tottenham, who lead 2-0 against the 10 men of Manchester United. And Maddison and Kulusevski standing together just down to our right. Maddison, long sleeves to his shirt, blue sleeves, points his finger, and then it's taken short by Maddison. Kulusevski curls it in, headed away by Rashford though, headed away by Ugarte. Tottenham comes back to them. Timo Werner, 2 big chances in the match. If he'd scored either of those, Tottenham really now would be out of sight. But Spurs have to go all the way back to goalkeeper Vicario on this now grey afternoon here at Old Trafford. Last I heard, it was still raining in Bristol. I don't think there's any further play, and were it to finish like that, Australia would win and win the 5-match series. And yeah, it is still delayed by rain. Coverage continues on Sports Extra. Here's Garnacho then forward from Mazraoui down the left wing, headed on by Casemiro, but straight out of play for a throw-in to Tottenham. Ipswich 2, Aston Villa 2 was the score in our first Premier League commentary of today. Rangers won 1-0 against Hibernian, finished Swansea 1, Bristol City 1, Leicester 15, Bath 20 in the rugby. And there will be more live sport on Sports Extra tonight. The NFL, Darren Fletcher and Greg Brady will bring you the LA Chargers against Kansas City Chiefs at 9 o'clock on Sports Extra. Here is Jed Spence down the left-hand side. Werner now hugging the touchline, now beginning to move infield. Still going Werner. Left foot ball whipped across to the near post, but into the gloves of Onana, who makes a secure catch there and then rushes out to the edge of the penalty area. Quarter of the match to play. Still Tottenham in control, but Manchester United having found something that was absolutely bereft from their game in the first half, as Mount is then shoved in the back by Van der Ven. Free kick, no yellow card this time. Free kick to Manchester United, 15 yards inside their own half. Tottenham with this scoreline on the way to what would be 4 wins in a row in all competitions. Dalot playing the ball down the left-hand side, now into the area. Garnacho challenged by Pedro Porro. I think must have got a little bit of the ball there. There was cover from Romero as well. And then Johnson infield, Bentancur to James Maddison, outside of his boot. Maddison actually gets it all wrong, passes it straight to Mazraoui. Manchester United, here's Casemiro in the centre circle. Casemiro goes for a Maddison, the outside of his boot down the right-hand side. Mazraoui chasing that, but Spence was able to put it out of play. Casemiro almost saying to James Maddison, hey, it's the Brazilians who do that sort of thing, you know. As United have it again, back to Martinez, lifts it into the penalty area on the right, and the ball across the face of goal from Casemiro, from the tightest of angles, all the way across, beyond the far post and behind for a goal kick.
Oh, that's so unlucky. A good bit of play from Manchester United, forcing Spurs back. What Spurs have started to do is give unnecessary passes away, let Manchester United stay in the Spurs half, and that's when they can start to create things. Brilliant ball over the top from Martinez, and it's a straight pass. It's a difficult one, just trying to drop it into the penalty area. Good run from Casemiro, and it was so unlucky with a half volley finish from the corner of the 6-yard box across the face of the goal.
Eriksson and Højlund are going to come on for Manchester United shortly. There'll be changes 3 and 4, and it is Rashford and Ugarte who are going to be replaced. Marcus Rashford not shown enough.
It's difficult, isn't it, when you're up front and you're alone and you've got 10 men. I think everyone was too passive in the first half, and I think he isn't a player that enjoys playing up front by himself, despite his attributes that he has, and I think Højlund will certainly prefer it more.
2-0 Tottenham lead. 606, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton waiting for your calls on 08 085 909 693. That's a poor pass from Romero back to Manchester United. Rashford now sets off on a run away from Johnson, gives it to Garnacho. They're both on the left hand side here. Garnacho, his socks really are almost down by his ankles. Then back to Dalot. Martinez infield into the centre circle to De Ligt. No Harry Maguire today, out with a knock in training. Ball to the left-hand side from De Ligt to Garnacho. Garnacho with a run to the edge of the penalty area, but that was blocked by Johnson, who then slips over, so Rashford has got it back, gives it to Garnacho. He looks infield. That's blocked by a diving Johnson. Excellent defensive work from Johnson, who scored one goal and set up the other for Kulusevski as his excellent run of form continues. Tottenham will also be in European action this week in the Europa League on Thursday night against Ferencvaros. Here is Martinez, edge of the area, goes for the shot, but that was blocked inside the penalty area, bounces to Werner, and Werner might run away with this, which he is doing. He's running away from Mazraoui. He's got absolutely no support. He's almost up to the edge of the penalty area, takes on Mazraoui, beats him again. Now De Ligt comes across, Werner plays it back to the edge of the penalty area, and he manages to pass it between Maddison and Solanke, and actually sets Casemiro off on a counter-attack.
Yeah, it's not nice to say, but that's typical Timo Werner. Does absolutely brilliant, and just in that crucial moment, he just lets you down. He just picks the wrong pass or wrong opportunity, and you're right, United on the break.
Oh, Garnacho, lovely. It beats two men, and then the shot comes off the toe of Romero and bounces wide for another corner to Manchester United. At least United now, when they can, they are taking the game to Tottenham, and now we're going to see the two Manchester United changes that I mentioned. Ugarte, his first start in the Premier League for Manchester United. Off he comes with 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to play. Christian Eriksen comes on, and Rasmus Højlund as well coming on for Rashford, who's left the pitch. Yeah, behind the goal in front of the Stretford end, walking around the pitch. So Højlund, barely played this season, come on as a substitute now in these last three matches, yet to score his first goal of the season. Christian Eriksen now, who scored the goal against Twente on Wednesday night, but also was caught out, lost possession. And Rashford, Erik ten Hag's leading applause for Rashford here as he walks around the pitch. The corner comes in from Eriksen, doesn't beat the first man, and now Werner is running away with it again to the halfway line. Eriksen is able to get back, put the challenge in. Might have fouled Werner. No, free kick's not given. Manchester United have got it back. Spurs are going to make a triple change shortly. Garnacho takes on Porro, goes to ground. That's given us a free kick to Manchester United, who are now having their best spell of the match, but losing 2-0. And a yellow card for Pedro Porro for that.
Yeah, that's cheap. I think the referee's just, he seems to be giving all the 50-50 calls Manchester United's way at the moment, which is great for Manchester United. What Spurs aren't helping themselves with is they've given the ball away cheaply. They're allowing Manchester United to get momentum, to keep the pressure going, to keep forcing situations where Spurs are on the back foot. Maybe that's why Ange Postecoglou is going to make that triple substitution. That does look like one or two tired legs in that Spurs team.
I can see this. Absolutely, Leon. As the rain suddenly starts here and blows into Old Trafford over the Stretford end from the west. Manchester United 0, Tottenham 2. Eriksen takes this free kick in, but again swings it into the near post. It's cleared away to the halfway line by Pedro Porro, who was in disbelief that he'd been yellow carded for that last challenge. So 5 Manchester United players yellow carded, and I think that's 3 of Tottenham. Here is Martinez. So triple change coming. Sarr coming on as United swing it into the box again, looking for Højlund, and then the ball into the near post where Vicario is able to drop onto it after the low cross from the right hand side from Mason Mount. Tottenham try to get going again in the match. That's what Ange Postecoglou is responding to here, the fact that Manchester United with the 10 men have actually done better with 10 than they were in the first half with 11.
Yeah, you wonder, don't you, at times when you see the last 10 minutes of this game, the way they've got a bit more organisation, the way they're stepping in and winning all the duels now, Manchester United, where that was in the first hour, where that was in the first half in particular, how they couldn't get closer to this Tottenham team with 10 men when they had 11 men.
Tottenham though, here's Kulusevski and Johnson combining on the right hand side. Johnson's ball across into the path of Maddison, who shoots, and that's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by De Ligt, comes back into the United penalty area. Mazraoui's able to control and play it up to Højlund, but Pedro Porro just gets a nice touch and takes the ball away from the young Dane. Now Mickey van de Ven. Van de Ven thought about a shot there, but plays it to Maddison. Now to the edge of the box. Solanke with a shot. It's deflected, which takes it up, and it just floats away high over the top left corner of the goal and behind. And we're going to see these changes now. So Tottenham are going to take off James Maddison, Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson. So Sarr coming on into the midfield, the young Norwegian, the teenager, one of the summer arrivals, Lucas Bergvall, the Swedish international, coming on, and young Mikey Moore as well, having come on as a substitute in the last couple of games. The 17-year-old just turned 17 last month. You wouldn't know it though, watching him run under the field. He is well built, isn't he? 47 on his back.
Yeah, he is. He's got a good reputation as well. He looks like, is he going over to take the set piece of the Spurs touch? No, maybe it's Bergvall will go all the way across. But the trio that are going off will be really pleased with their afternoon's performance. Certainly contributed to Spurs' dominance in that first hour of the game.
Yeah, certainly Johnson, goal and an assist. I think Maddison's done well in front of the England interim manager as well, who names his squad on Thursday. Lee Carsley just sitting down to our left. There he is. Yeah, you can normally spot him because he's got his glasses on top of his head, but actually he must have them in his pocket at the moment. Bergvall with the corner for Tottenham, near post land, Sarr, and then in from Solanke, slid in almost on the dead ball line, and Dominic Solanke continues his good form now. 3 goals in 3 for him, and that seals it for Tottenham here. 3-0. They've withstood the mini Manchester United comeback, such as it was, and now they've got a scoreline to match their performance here against Surrey United. Manchester United 0, Tottenham 3, Dominic Solanke with the third.
I'll talk about an inspired substitution. You get yourselves a corner in the final third, having been under a bit of pressure. You decide to make a triple substitution. One of the introductions, Bergvall takes the set piece. Another one, Bete Sarr flicks it on. I'll allow Dominic Solanke with that tap in, a slide and tap in right in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's a good corner. It's a 6 yards out, aligned with the front post. Sarr just runs around everybody, comes from the blind side, just flicks it into the danger area, and like all good strikers do, they arrive for the bouncing ball. He knows he's not getting the first direct ball to him, Dominic Solanke, but he anticipates where the second ball is going to go like it's never happened.
Yep.